Guys, how are you? My name is Felicia Fallum. I am an artist and traveler. I love all things culture and also working with a variety of people groups. So today I'm going to show you a couple different things. I am doing two different product lines or two different shops, I guess, for this. They both have to do with social change through cultural art. The first one is my personal artwork. I'll be having prints as well as my Etsy shop is open. My Etsy shop has a variety of things from printables that you can print at home for posters, and I'll be making some more as well. And then I have like faux locks. I have a bunch of stuff up on Etsy. And then my artwork will be in person and also on here. And I'll show you a couple of the original, I call them original minis. There are a lot of designs inspired by international culture and travel and all sorts of different things. So these are all originals, and I will show you prints in just a second. So I do a lot of African and a lot of Indian inspired artwork. And then if you've seen my art before, you may know my woman figures. They started with I was on a 24-hour train ride in India, and we drove through fields and fields and fields, and I saw this shape, this woman figure over and over, the women in the saris. And so since then, hello Veronica, you'd asked about my women figures in the last one, so I will, I'm talking about them right now. And so they were inspired by the Indian women in their saris, and when I got back, I had this shape in my sketchbook over and over. And so the shape then turned into something that I've morphed into different women, different cultures, different ethnicities, all sorts of different backgrounds. There's one of my I'm not famous. One of my bigger selling ones though is the woman at the well. If you're familiar with the story, it's a story where Jesus talks to this woman who's been outcasted by her community, and he loves her in a way that is really honoring and beautiful. And so I think these pieces, a lot of them have stories that you can share with your friends. If they're up on your wall, you can tell people about a woman from the Bible that you're really passionate about. And or if you want to encourage someone to, a lot of these women can do that. And so up on Etsy, I do have commissions. And then especially if you're in Tri-Cities, you can come get these. It's much cheaper to pick them up than to pay for shipping. So we can talk about the different options to get an original mini or a print. I have one more original mini. This one is actually part of a woman figure design that was inspired by a woman's tattoo, and she named her Eve. And so the cherry blossom tattoos mimic the woman's tattoo and wrap around her. Her tattoo wraps around, and then the painting, the cherry blossom tree, wraps around the figure. And so that's what this was a sketch for that project. And then here are some of the prints that I'll have. All of the African women are named Queen Esther, and there's a couple. This is Naomi. And if you commission an original piece, you get to name it after a biblical woman, so that's kind of a fun thing. So then you've named the piece that, this is one that was commissioned, so it's the people who have it up in their dining room named it. Again, another Queen Esther. These two are, we do a lot with internationals, and there's a large refugee community. You guys probably know that here. And these two sisters, Shaima and Thinwa, are so great. Oh, thanks, lady. I appreciate it. Thinwa and Shaima, these are Sudanese sisters named after those two sisters. And the henna designs in these ones are very specific to Sudanese henna designs. So they're different than Indian henna. They're different patterns, less mandala, more thick black lines. You can see where it's filled in at the bottom. And a fun fact, I was super sick when I did these originals. It was bad. I was like crawling over to finish it for a gallery show. So there's that part of the story too. But yeah, so two local women that are from Tri-Cities that are amazing. I absolutely love them. They're wonderful. And then I have a couple flowers as well that are mandala henna inspired summer flowers. I think they have a name. I don't remember the flower's name though. That's okay. So that is the first thing, which is my artwork. The second thing is also cultural art for social change, or social change through cultural art, however you want to say it. And that is a jewelry line that I became an ambassador for, and I helped to sell. It's Noonday collection The 3 pieces that I'm wearing today are all from Noonday, and then the headband as well. Noonday is a fair trade company. I absolutely have fallen in love with them. They line up with everything that I do so well, and the more that I research them, the more that I'm finding that I love. So that's really, it's been really fun to dive into that. All of their work, all of their jewelry is fair trade. The artisans that they partner with come from all over the world. I want to say there's like 20, but it might be up as high as 40. I'm not sure of the exact numbers of different artisan companies, but there's over 4,000 artisans that make their living selling jewelry to marketplaces in the US that ambassadors here set up. And so if you guys are interested in hosting a show, let me know, or if you would like to purchase some pieces, I'll have the links online. There's tons of holiday gifts, tons of things, and there will be a huge Black Friday sale. It's the biggest sale of the year every year, and so things will be going on sale. All 3 of these pieces will be on sale, and a cool thing about these 3 is they're a technique called dhokra, and dhokra is an art. It's a lost wax casting. So I studied art in India for 1 semester in college, and this is one of the practices that we learned and did in one of the villages. And there's a handful of villages, and in India you have a village that does one craft, and that's how the culture passes things down. And so you have a village that does terracotta, a village that does terracotta plaster walls, a village that does terracotta shrines. You have a village that does dhokra, and so there are a handful of villages that do dhokra and have done it for hundreds of years in Africa and India. All 3 of these ones are from India, through Noonday, and you take a wax piece and you form it, and then it's called lost wax. So you wrap that in clay, and then you pull more molten metal into the clay, the dry clay form around the wax sculpture, and the wax disappears and the metal forms the design. So these shapes, you'll see the spirals. There you go. The spirals are super, super traditional shapes. I have other dhokra. I'm going to do a dhokra video after this one, so that's why I have it, but they're over there. So, but yeah, so the spirals you can see are very, very traditional dhokra shapes. And so these are some really cool, fun pieces. I have a video, Veronica. I can share a video with how it's done. I have a couple up on YouTube that have the different parts of the process. So yeah, it's really neat to see in it. And you're in India too, so it's super hot. And my shirt's a little wrinkled. I just put it on so you could see these 3 all together. Anyways, so I keep stretching it. But yeah, so it's a super cool process. And the pieces are so traditional, you guys. That's one of the things I love about it, is that this is an art form that is all over India, and it's really rare and unique in the United States. But if you wear them, Indians and some Africans as well will know what it is. The pieces' names are the Talisman Necklace Set. So this is a set, and then the spiraled pendant necklace is sold separately. But these will both be going on sale, so watch out, and they'll sell out really quick for the sales. This is 2 pieces combined. So there's 3 pieces braided, and then what I do when I wear it is I hook it onto here. This is the Golden River and the Beth. I actually have an old version of the Beth, but I'm going to unbraid it. The extender comes with the Golden River, which, if you've heard me talk, I wear these a lot. If you go on my Instagram, a lot of these photos are from, I started with Noonday I did a birthday party with them. I didn't plan to sell, but I loved the company. I've fallen in love more and more with it. And then they had a really good deal for joining in October. And I was like, yes, I love what they do. I love everything about them. And I wear them every day. So this is a similar, if you look up the Beth, it's a little bit different what they have right now. This is an older version. And these 2 pieces are the Golden River, the extender and the necklace, which both are beautiful. But the thing I love about the Beth, and most of the pieces made in Ethiopia, I believe. Yes, Ethiopia. They are made from recycled brass bullet casings from civil wars. And so they take and melt down all of these brass metal casings from bullets they find out all over. And then the women string the beads. And so you guys, this company is amazing. I seriously love them. With these pieces, if you So if you were to have a sale, a $500 worth of sales in the United States funds an entire, like one artisan for a full month in whatever country it is. So you are supporting people who have been through civil wars and are now picking up the pieces of literal war, and they're turning it into beautiful, amazing jewelry. And so one of the big things a lot of my art does is talk about redemption. And I love that you can share, like, for me, my belief system has a ton to do with the redemption that Jesus can do. And I think it's such a beautiful way to share those stories with people and just give hope. There's so much drama and craziness all the time, but you can share so much hope through wearing a necklace made out of bullets, like made from recycled bullets from war. So it's a really beautiful thing. And then something too, like, there's so much going on in the world right now. One of the communities is in an area where they're talking about civil war again. Not like we hear in the US where it's kind of a fringe thing. It's a country where they're literally finding tons of bullet casings all over, making jewelry and selling them, making a living off of it, is talking about going back to that again. So even if you're not interested in buying anything, we can be praying for these artisans. We can be praying for all the people if you're the praying type. But another place in Uganda, I believe. They have both Uganda and Kenya. Yes, Uganda. And all the pieces come in these little bags, and I've had it in there. So now it's a little tangled. But the Ugandan pieces are made from paper beads, and so they roll each of the beads individually. And this is the papyrus. It's one of my favorites. So you can go find it on the website as well. Yeah, so all of those are rolled paper beads. And another one of my, oh, it is here, good. This one, you guys, is going to be on sale, and it's one of my absolute favorites. I have a video on YouTube for how to make, or how to wear a lariat, because I'm not really a fashion person, right? Like, I am an artist, so I kind of have paint on 90% of my clothes, especially during quarantine. Not joking. But this one, it is so easy to dress up a super simple outfit with. And the coolest thing, you guys, is that as you look at it, yeah, right? It has 3 rows of beads, and all of the middle one's gold, and all of the black ones are paper. So all of the black beads on here are rolled paper. Can you imagine making that much paper? And one of the cool things about Noonday, again, it's fair trade. So these are real people making a living, making a livable wage. I've also been in a sweatshop in Mexico in high school, and the people working there were making $2 a day, not livable, to make clay pots for a local store that we have one in Tri-Cities where they're selling them for like 40, 50, 60 bucks per pot. And these guys are making $2 a day, right? So with fair trade, it's a very different situation. It's artisans that we get to connect with and talk to and hear them speak, as the ambassadors have the opportunities to do that. But I absolutely love this. There's so many creative ways to wear a lariat. If you're nervous or like, I don't know about that, I would encourage you just to go for it. And they're so nice. I love it. So those are my two pitches, my 2 different endeavors, I guess, or I don't know the words, you guys. But my artwork and the women figures are what I think most people know in the community for, or most people would recognize from my work as the women figures, with fantastic stories of love and mercy and Jesus loving women and the importance of women. And the other one is Noonday, an amazing fair trade company that, again, supports women and men, but 73, I believe, % of their artisans are women. One other, there's a couple ornaments from Afghanistan, and in Afghanistan, it's primarily women that are working for Noonday, and this is a country where, like, they're not allowed to leave the homes by themselves, right? Like, legally, women cannot be in the streets by themselves, but they're allowed to have safe jobs in their homes and provide for their families, in a country that women really don't get to do that. Also the South Asian storyline collection is all women that have been saved or are getting out of sex trafficking or other exploitation. So anyways, so two different things, my personal art and Noonday. I know it's a little confusing, but if it's helpful, everything is cultural art for social change. So I hope you guys got a good picture of what's going on. And if you have any questions, let me know. Or I don't think there were any questions today. There were on the last one. Yeah, awesome. It's so good to see you guys, and I will see you around. Thanks. Bye. Maybe. We'll see if I can. Oh my goodness, yesterday it just quit and today